Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back for another episode of Two Sushi Rolls Podcast. I am your host, George, king of the fucking castle, and I am here once again with my lovely host,
Leslie E., and I'm the Mama Bear.
And today is a very special episode. For a while now, we've been promising that we were going to have our man, Phil in the studio. Well, he's been a little bit busy, but we finally got the man here. He's here in the flesh, in the studio, doing the first episode in our actual studio office, man. Welcome. Welcome.
You guys have been waiting to hear this lavender leathery voice or whatever the fuck you might want to say. I call it nasal, but you know.
Well, thank you for joining us, man. And welcome to our new office. It's not fully done yet. But we're getting there. You got a
fucking office, first of all, so that's hats off to that. You got a fucking office, dude, and I think that's awesome. And this place is awesome, and I'm excited to be here for this. So thank you.
No, thank you, man. We've been literally dying to have you over here, making sure that we had everything running smoothly. Unfortunately, that doesn't always go as planned. Everybody had a little bit of a rough start, but we're good. We're getting to start good.
My schedule sucks sometimes too.
And we thank everybody else out there listening to Two Sushi Rolls Podcast, however it may be, whether it be iTunes, Spotify, Google, Alexa, or Stitcher.com. Today's episode is actually we got another sponsorship we need to throw out there. It's RTM Precision in Machining. You guys can find them at www.rtmpm.com. Feel free to contact their location at 630-868-3489. A good friend of mine, Dave Pulowski, great listener to the show. He's actually going to be getting a winning package with a shirt. He's already been contacted. They're going to be shipping out as soon as Monday, I believe. Mm-hmm. We also got Julian Obregon winning another one of those packages. And our episode is also sponsored by Basic Roofing, TX.com. And now it's BasicRoofingIL.com. If you have had any kind of damage to your roof in the Illinois or Texas area, please give these guys a call. They will come, give you a free inspection at no cost to you. And majority of the times, they could actually make sure they go through your insurance company, so all you have to do is pay the deductible.
And you have a brand new roof.
Exactly. Instead of paying all those thousands of dollars to get your roof repaired, now you can call these guys, and they'll make sure they get the maximum out of these insurance companies, because there's no point in you guys paying if you guys aren't going to get, the full benefits of having a new roof.
Raise the roof.
Basic Roofing. So those are our sponsors. Let's get the show started. So Phil, we were talking a little bit before the show, and you were telling me that you got a few things in the work. You can't mention a lot of them, but what I do want to talk to you about has been the prior shows. Over in what is it called now? It's not Mojo's anymore. It's called The Forge.
Forge in Joliet. Yep.
I believe I saw you last time when it was still considered Mojo's. I believe.
Right.
It was a great show. Now I've seen that you've done shows alongside with Little White as well.
Yes.
What other big names have you been working with?
I did open for Afro Man. I opened for Skipper the Flipper. I don't know if you guys know him, but that's ATL rap. He raps with the Migos a lot, and that's that's one of my favorites. I opened King Louie in Bolingbrook.
King Louie?
Yeah, that was tight. And then most of the shows are just like, a lot of local artists that get together. You might have a promoter from out here, and he grabs a lot of the local talent, puts us together, and I've met a lot of people in the Chicagoland area that way, so the local shows are always tight. The big names, hopefully they get bigger, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's awesome. I know that a lot of guys like Bone Thugs and Harmony have still gone through that place.
Yes.
I believe the promoter who does that is, what's his name?
Jeremiah, right?
No, I forgot his name. It was this younger Mexican guy.
Ruben.
Is that his name?
There's a Ruben out of Bolingbrook, I believe.
No. The guy who gets like Bone Thugs and Harmony and all that together. I can't remember.
Nico.
Nico.
Nico Carreno. That's my boy.
Yeah, Nico does a lot of good work. I mean, he does really good promotion. He gets a lot of big shows and a lot of big names. He's really into that classic hip hop.
Yeah,
you gotta give it to him. You gotta give it to him. His roots are staying deep in that.
Yeah, that's always gonna hit. So.
Yeah, and I know we've actually given you a shout out already. We've also done your boy Recluse.
Yeah.
We've done him a shout out. Yep. Shout out to him.
Hell yeah! Shout out my boy.
Yes.
David Glover out there.
Yeah.
Timmy Deasy.
Yeah, he was.
Y'all had here.
Yeah,
right?
well, we had him here on the show. It was a great show, man. Funny stories we were telling each other. They could have gone a little bit more deep, but we would have just ended up hurting people's feelings, and we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that.
But man, he's quite the soul, man. That's my boy. I've known him since elementary school, actually.
Yeah, we actually fed him real good with some sushi. I don't know if he likes it. If he's still out there, man, I hope his tummy's nice and full still from that.
I'll hit him up. Yeah, and I'll hit him up too after this, man. I gotta talk to him.
So what are some of the projects that you got going on? You're kind of teasing us a little bit, letting us know that you got some stuff in the burner. What's going on?
Yeah, so I guess all projects that I'm doing from henceforth are gonna be things that I'll be able to put on better digital places like Spotify and Reverb Nation. Cool things with full licensing and stuff. That's like trying to be a professional starving artist now.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm trying to reach into those frontiers now, so I can reach more of the global landscape and possibly be asked to perform in places abroad. That would be cool. And I got a boy out in Germany right now that he's out there helping build the other part of my what we got. It's called Slump House, which that's like house HAUS. HAUS. I'm in Germany, but it's a merger of our two ideas.
And now, who's your boy you're speaking of right now that he's in Germany?
Tech. He goes by Frankie Shy. Tech Sushi, which that's kind of funny. Which yeah, that's just a goofy nickname he has. But yeah.
Now, do I know this guy? Have I met him before?
You may have met him, Sean McNamara.
Oh, okay. I know who you're talking about. I don't know if you remember that crazy ass night we had. You were performing at a Halloween show.
Yeah.
I believe it was near Plainfield, Joliet area.
Yeah, that unincorporated area.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Now we went there. The party was pretty wild. It wasn't as big as what I was expecting it to be, but it did get a little bit wild. It got to the point where cops showed up a few times, and I remember one of the promoters for the show, Marcelino. He went outside. I believe he was dressed as Elmo. I believe that day he was, or Dora the Explorer. What was Marcelino dressed as that day? I mean, it was a huge costume, man. I believe it was Elmo.
I think so.
And I remember the cops showed up and saw these dudes walk out in like Elmo and Big Bird and whatever it was. And they were actually like, let me get a photo with you guys.
The cops?
Yeah, the cops. Now, after the third time they had to come back, they weren't so nice.
Oh.
Right.
Now, they were breaking up this fucking place, right? Now, I really wanted Phil to do some projects for me. All right? And I really wanted to get his name out there. Because I've always believed in your music.
Thank you, man.
That's something you can't deny.
In all the years I've known you, that is something you've been one of the core people there, and I appreciate that.
So, I remember I saw Phil and Sean. And you guys were leaving the party. I mean, the cops were everywhere, right? And I don't know if you guys know, but it's like DZ said, you can't be the first one out, but you can't be the last one out.
Yes.
That was the rule of thumb he gave us last time he was on the show, and it's true. But another rule that we want to add is you can't be the one leaving the party walking because the cops go straight to you. Public intoxication, whatever the fuck they're going to get on you, right?
Right.
So I see Phil and I see Sean. I'm like, no, fuck this. I can't leave them out here. They're going to get fucking popped. So I'm with Mario, and I pull over to the fucking side, and I'm like, get in the fucking car. And Sean's like, nah, man, fuck those dudes. I'm like, Sean, get in the fucking car. Give it a rap. Get in the fucking car. He's wasted.
Yeah.
All right. He's fucking wasted. And I tell him, I'm like, you know what, dude? Take two, man. Chill out, man. Gets into the fucking back of the expedition. Phil gets in. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to bring you guys back to my place, and then I'll have you guys dropped off, or you guys could call for a ride, whatever the case is going to be.
Right, and I forget what we were trying to get to or something.
I can't.
Yeah.
It was a very drunk night. I'm surprised I remember as much as I do. The point is, I bring him back to my place, and during those times in Illinois, dabs weren't the biggest things. They weren't out everywhere, and these guys are drunk. And I get the fucking bright idea. I'm gonna pull out my fucking rig and I'm gonna give the guys a fucking dab. Pulled out the rig, gave these guys a dab. If I remember right, Sean was coughing his ass off.
Yeah, Sean would have been more fucked up than I, because I don't really drink, or maybe back then I might have had a couple to a few, but like I know I've never been. I can count on one hand how many times I've been drunk.
So you
in
were,
my
so
life.
we were all drunk, and you were actually the most level-headed.
That would have been.
Then
the
why
case,
the fuck
yes.
weren't you saving us, man?
It's so confused, so much confusion at night because I remember, Sean wasn't the only person I came with. I remember trying to get back with who I got there with, but then right now at this moment I can't even remember who I came there with.
Damn. Well, rest in peace to whoever else you came with, because we just left with you and Sean.
Right? Yeah, because I remember he and I were standing out there like talking about, well, where the fuck is so and so, and something about phones. I never really always have a phone. I'll never have a phone. Like maybe 6 months out the year, I'll have an active line that people can reach me on. For the most part, I'm under the radar.
Gotcha.
Because it's always been my thing. But so I'm sure I couldn't get in touch with whoever the ride was, and I'm 9 out of 10. That's why that's why we left with you. Because I wouldn't have been able to reach whoever the fuck it was.
Right. Now, if you remember right, I think the cops are coming right. Like there was a few patrol cars that stayed behind, and there was the other patrol car that was leaving to go after the people who were clearly leaving the party. And we just got the luck that there was some dude outside his car, reckless as shit. I don't know if you remember that. And I was like, fuck. And the first thing that happened was that cop got off of our ass and went over to the people who were being reckless outside the car. Maybe about 500 feet away from the exit of the actual compound where we were having the party at.
Man, there's a lot of cops there.
I know that
Lots
I'm
of
a
cops.
good luck charm for people, though. Like, I know that's one thing about me. I've been like that, you know, that the little cat, the golden cat that's with his hands like this, and the little lucky ones or something.
Yeah, they're like every Chinese food place.
Yeah, that little cat. I'm like that little cat. If you keep me with, shit usually turns out okay.
I'm the opposite. I'm that kitty that you put a quarter down and I put my paw in there and I drop it into my box. I find any kind of way to make money, man.
Yeah, man. Look, shit, we gotta survive.
We gotta survive out here, man. Hey,
bro.
man, everything's a commodity nowadays, man. Everything, including people's ears. Now, look, we're here. People are listening. Everything. You could sell anything. I mean, who was it that my brother was just telling me? I mean, there's people out there who. What was that crazy guy who was making money off of what?
Walking with people? Is that
Yeah,
what?
the people walker. There's people walker. There's people cuddlers.
Yeah, yo, there's a niche for everything, and in this digital age, everything you want is a couple clicks away.
Yeah.
I guess.
Right.
And if you want somebody to just walk and talk with you, I guess there's a job for that.
Can you do me a favor and can you find me the video of that one German guy with the drum? That German guy with the drum. So there's this guy that my brother was showing me, right? So it's this guy from Germany as well.
Yeah.
Now, this guy, I guess he actually does a full-blown tour.
Okay.
A full-blown tour, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all this guy does is he goes up there, there's no stage, there's just people kind of surround him, and he beats the crap out of a fucking drum. I mean, it looks like somebody's having a mental breakdown
So,
on
and
stage.
he's not playing it; he's beating it.
No, he's beating it. Yeah, I mean, he plays it a little bit.
He plays it a little.
He gives you a little bit of the rhythm, and then next thing you know, boom, he's beating the crap out of this drum.
And he goes all over Germany?
Yeah, I mean, this guy's on tour. I mean, people are paying to come see this guy. People are paying to come see this guy.
Oh, wait, and does it sound like music? Like,
If it works, I mean,
I wouldn't say that it sounds like music. I really hope we can get it.
what would the search be for this?
yeah, like seriously.
Crazy guy beats the crap out of drum.
Right, I'm not too sure.
It's all right if we can't find it. Yeah,
But it doesn't sound like music, is what you're trying to say.
No. I mean, this guy just beats the crap out of his drum. I mean, he gets on top of it, he throws it all over the room, and he's on tour.
What?
I mean, he is on fucking
Or
tour.
like German guy tears up drum set. I think that's like that'll be the key in the search. Like, if he's just not like playing it, but he's beating it, Then, like, if you put tears up drum set, you're just gonna be like, oh, it's a good solo.
Yeah, that's
Tearing it up.
that's what I would
It's a
think
good-
too. But
man, I
basically,
mean-
you can make money off of that.
Yeah, I mean, you can make
He's
money
on
off of
tour just for
There's-
destroying his drum set.
Man,
But
the elusive drum player. We gotta get this guy next time. It's all right if you guys can't find it right now.
you gotta keep buying drum sets then.
Well, that's the thing. He has this really nice drum set in most videos that literally looks like, okay, that's his main drum set.
Right.
And then out of nowhere, there's like that one. It's like a snare. It's this big snare he just brings on top, and it's like, okay, that's the angle we're hitting today.
Right.
But it's really crazy, man. So what's one of the crazy things you've done on stage? I know I asked DZ this. What's the craziest fucking story you got for performing?
And I've always it's funny you ask this because I know that my performance is like I'm more reserved. My gestures are like more gallant. Like they're like as if a butler was like, the one arm behind the back thing with the like very polite.
Right.
Or like old like showmanship type shit. You know what I mean? Like I keep it real classic. I guess that's what draws my inspiration, or just like the old dudes who used to bow when they were done with their performance. That I've always drawn inspiration from that, and I'm trying to find out where I fit in with the kids who like to do stage dives and shit like that. I've been making more music lately that encourage just people to throw each other around, and meanwhile I get to be like Papa Emeritus from like that rock band Ghost. I don't know if you know that band Ghost. It's like
No.
He's real regal in his movements and things like that. Like he with the opera singers, like when they do that thing with their arms.
It's very flamboyant.
Yeah, I guess that's the word, with not in the traditional sense of how we all use it, but yeah, really proper. Very yeah, and I like that kind of shit. Like I've been
So you try not to have no crazy stories like that.
yeah, I don't know what I would do that's so crazy yet. I mean, in the beginning I took advice from KRS-One. He said he would start the show wearing a bunch of layers, and as the show's going on,
he's
he'd be
taking them
peeling
off.
the layers off, So in a way, there's like this like mild costume change because your appearance is always different if you're always taking off stuff. So in that, you got your wardrobe is now reflected. And also within that, you're performing, so there's sweat and things. You have a visual of that you're up there working hard too, in the sense. And then by the end of the set, you're fully shirtless, things like that. And in my first couple years of performing, I took that kind of that advice from him. And it was in this documentary I seen called like The Art of the 16 Bars, which if you're a new rapper coming up, I suggest you watch that shit.
How is it?
It's pretty good. It's probably like an hour and a half, but like of all the heavy MCs just talking about their journeys through the game and like.
Okay.
Well, I actually seen a really interesting video lately. It was I believe it was somebody from Run DMC. They were speaking of what their thoughts on how the game has changed from when people were sending out a positive message, and to what have you seen it?
No, but I can agree already with.
And what do you think about that? Do
you're
you think that in a way kind of ties to how things may be in impoverished areas that listen to this kind of music? And I'll tell you that firsthand, I've kind of seen it in my own culture with our kind of, not so, how would you say it? It's just not so pure, man.
We're
yeah,
a lot less poetic now.
Yeah.
I think that's it. That's actually the large. It's not so much poetry anymore. It's very literal, very bright. Even the R&B singers are just flat out telling you what they want so and so to do. There's no kind of there's no nice words surrounding it. You don't have to. There's no brain power used. He's saying clearly what he wants from Shorty, and
No one
that's
can really interpret it.
Yeah, there's no room for interpretation. It's straight to the point, and I guess that kind of models how society is now. We like everything convenient to the point. We do all our shopping online,
right?
So it can be
So
a
it's
doorstep,
straight to the
quickly.
point.
Yeah, and I guess music evolved with people that way.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess it did. One of the things that I think I've talked on the show before was, personally, like for example, I guess Mexican corridos.
Yeah, narco corridos too.
They're narco corridos specifically. Yeah. They're kind of like Mexico's gangster rap.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit more dangerous than American. I mean, although I'm not taking any gravity off of how it is here in the U.S.
Right.
Because we are getting still a lot of violence, man.
I watched the documentary on narco corridos, so I know.
There you go.
That's how I know anything
So he
about it.
knows.
Yeah.
So I mean, a song could literally ensue a huge war between cartels just from a single song.
Yeah, that's pretty
now, the people who listen to this, people who come from Mexico, they're like, man, the way people here view narcos in the U.S. is like they glorify them. He's like, in Mexico, we don't glorify those people. It may seem that way,
right?
But it's like, we don't. It's like, we're scared. We know what it means. Like, your life depends on it. People here in the U.S. are like, man, that's our Biggie Smalls.
Yeah,
man,
Mexico
that's our Tupac.
it would stand to say is like Mexico right now is like the U.S. when NWA happened.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah,
you know,
so to speak.
Something the world had never seen before, and it able to take hold of that many people that quick, and it's frightening.
Yeah.
Because of what it's saying. Yeah, no.
Yeah, and the thing is that it's the same thing as hip hop. Hip hop originally started to get people out of, a bad situation and into a good one, and it slowly turned into that. And the same thing with corridos. Corridos were originally something that told stories, told legacies of people's lives and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And, now it's changed to where they're talking about killing people and rules and cartels and all that. And the people out here glorify that kind of stuff. They glorify it.
Yeah.
And what does that do to our people? Hispanics, man, it tears us apart, dude. It's breaking families apart. It's it's ruining families. It's ruining the world with what they're accomplishing to do, man. Yeah. And that's something I don't get behind. And although I'm Hispanic, I was born there. It's one of those things where I'm just like, man, I cannot possibly in any kind of way back that kind of shit.
Yeah,
because it's killing my people, man.
Yeah, it's hurting your culture.
It hurts your culture, man, and the way they perceive us. Because how does Trump see Mexicans? Bad hombres.
Exactly.
Literally what these corridos are doing.
Yeah.
And now my people are roaming around 26th Street, blasting the systems with this violent-ass music out on the street. Yeah. I don't condone that, man. How do you feel about the way hip-hop has kind of terraformed this bad, living environment for other communities, Hispanic and Black?
Right. I've actually, I think musically I've taken a stance against that kind of shit. And like even my song Dr. Phil Yo Phil, half of that song is just verses taken straight out of the Bible, and it's I don't know if you guys might play it later on the podcast or something, but like if you listen to the lyrics of that shit, I'm literally saying, okay, we've backslid in a way. I'm here to take you young men that have been selling this product. I'm here to make you better, young men. Make you stand back up and let's give a better product to the people again. Like that's literally what that song's about. Mm-hmm. Like, and then it's about me finding my place in that world full of this.
Right.
Like, so I hate to say it, like I took the high road or something that like made myself a Jesus MC of hip hop and shit. But I did. I did because that's not me. I don't do that shit. I can't make those kind of songs.
Right.
Because I just don't know how to live that life.
Right.
I don't.
But see, that's the thing. That's where I get a little bit more respect out of rappers that do that kind of stuff, just because of the reason like Chance the Rapper.
Right.
He's proven that you can make a pretty lucrative career in the industry without having to be that kind of stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Without being so flashy. I mean, come on. Do you really think Chance has no money? Right. Look at all the stuff he's doing. And I mean, he's doing so much work out there, man. And that's the stuff that I can honestly condone.
And it's money that's going to last.
Right.
Too, that he's making. That's going to last because he's putting it into better things.
Did he donate a lot of money?
Yeah,
a lot of money to like the Chicago school system, I believe.
Yeah.
Chris Brown owns like I don't know how many McDonald's is. And that's some true shit. Like, it's there's smarter things to do with what you're giving. And I think that's like, that's one of the biggest things that burns me about a lot of these young MCs. It's just like, you need to tell people the good you're doing too. We don't need to just see that you're blowing money. Just like let us know that you care about some shit, man. Like you know.
And on the negative end, they're getting caught like Tekashi, where he got a chain. I don't know if you heard the last show.
Yeah.
We're talking about how Tekashi, you know, he got popped off. He gets a chain he hasn't even paid for. He can't pay $25,000 back.
Yep.
For
All right, Drake couldn't wire his money from Canada to the guy who was apparently accusing him of, hey, where's my $250K? You know, and they were on stage at the VMAs, weren't they? Mm-hmm. What the hell's going on with that? It's like this huge Degrassi episode all over again.
Realize, a lot of those shows, a lot of these rappers are living from show check to show check, and then the value we place on them is just on their name. And you got to think about it. Okay, you can. I hate to use any rapper, so I'm rapper Lil ABC. Mm-hmm. He doesn't exist, so all right. So Lil ABC, he might have a bunch of money from a record. He might have got $20,000 from a show last night, but he blew $19,000 of it the next night, so he only has $1,000. And you can understand that this has been an ongoing thing. He's never been able to make any money, but the fact that he has a full tummy every day and somewhere to sleep are the factors that are going to keep him from realizing he's fucking his life up.
Right.
You know, okay, yeah, he may not have to spend the $10 at McDonald's because he's him, and he might have some people who fucking feeds him for free or whatever. You know,
right.
Those sort of things are like kind of what keep people like realizing that it's much bigger than this, than just existing every day. You know what I'm saying? So when they're stuck existing every day, it doesn't matter they made $20K for the show last night if he blew 19 of it with his friends the next day.
Yeah.
Right.
Eventually his run is going to be up and he ain't going to have shit.
Right.
At the end.
Like all the major guys, like Tyson. Like, you know, how many NFL players aren't out there, you know, living a bum life because they blew through all of it,
Yeah.
man. It reminds me of this thing that this YouTube channel. It's called H3 Productions. Mm-hmm. All right, now I don't know if you remember, maybe a few months back, I believe it was, YouTube started having an issue where children's shows were becoming a little bit weird.
Yeah,
and there's people dressing up.
That. Yeah,
okay, all right, now get this.
But yeah, that's fucked up.
Do you know who was behind that?
No.
Who discovered
if you
it?
have ever seen any hood prank where the guys are going in there doing some racial baiting shit,
right.
and then by the end of it, they're getting their ass whooped, and they're like, bro, it's a prank.
Yeah.
Those are the guys behind that Spider-Man Elsa shit, right?
They started it.
Elsa Gate. That's what they call
Yes,
it. Yeah, Elsa Gate.
Yes. Now, it's these people who created that. Now, Ethan jokingly said, man, this is literally like the rock bottom, right?
Yeah.
And I feel bad for whoever is behind doing this. Well, little by little, he starts doing a little Alex Jones digging up.
Research.
And guess what? Right in the videos, you could see these guys' YouTube's play buttons in the background.
So they found out who it really
It was Ethan Bradbury and his brother Mo Bradbury. It was the Bradbury brothers.
Oh.
And
who were making the hood
right.
pranks.
Now, he did a calculation, right? Because these guys weren't telling anybody that they were them. I mean, this was a secret, man. I mean,
right.
there's if you watch any of those videos, there's nipple rubbing, there's dick sniffing.
Oh, God.
There's
And it's for kids.
It's for kids. I mean,
I've never actually. See, that's the thing. I've only seen articles about this. I don't know that I've ever seen any of these videos. I kind of want to go home and search, but then I don't want to even want it in my search bank. So that's been my thing about that. Is like I wanted to look into it, but I didn't even want to type.
no,
the words.
man, trust me. You have to see this. H3 Production does like they do a 3-episode thing of like, look, this is what's going on.
And discovering though.
Right. By the end of it, all right, one of the major telltale signs that it was them was they were riding around like, what was it, like a Bugatti?
Like some expensive
It was an
car.
expensive fucking luxury vehicle, foreign, everything, right? And these guys had done a promo photo shoot for their standard channel, like where they're doing pranks, and they're all on top of these cars, like it's all these 3 guys, and they're just like, you know, posing cool, right?
Right.
That same weekend when those photos were uploaded because they had just bought those cars, Spider-Man and Elsa are posing next to the same fucking vehicles.
And they're like,
In
"Huh."
costume, so that kind of dug it a little
cat
bit
was
deeper.
out the bag.
Well, now the cat's out of the bag. They've admitted it was them. They're sorry.
Oh, jeez.
Like YouTube has changed beyond
Because of
belief
them.
because of them single-handedly, right? Now get this. They did the calculations on how much they technically should have made off of those Spider-Man Elsa videos.
Yes.
It was in the hundred thousands, if not clearly in the millions.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
All right.
Just
and
lost money.
and they literally did math. These cars were worth every penny they made off that Elsa and Spider-Man.
So it's
They
like what you were
spent it
saying.
all.
On cars.
And it's like it's like Ethan said. What is this? It was 125K
Oh my god.
for a BMW, and it's the ugliest fucking BMW you can see. It has this flamboyant ass foil color to it or whatever. I mean, those are good for show cars, but I mean, is that really something you're going to be driving around?
Yeah, nah.
You're going to get nothing but,
They just wanted some nice pictures, I guess.
nothing but that. What's that girl? The Paris Hilton. Nothing but Paris Hilton pussy. That's just. It's been chewed up. It's chewed up, man. It's chewed up.
It's out of there.
It's out of there.
Mileage, high mileage.
It's high mileage, and you know what? It needs full synthetic high mileage oil, and it probably hasn't even been changed on those fucking hoes. But yeah, man. I mean, they spent every fucking dollar on that. Money management is key to doing anything in life, and it seems like the bigger you get,
Yep.
the less you lose sight of that. And these people are doing less and less for the community that they swore to, be their voice, to be their everything. And now, I mean, dude, we just barely had Kanye come back. Like 3 days ago, he barely came back. And I mean, I'm not gonna judge him for who, if he likes the president or he doesn't like the president. What I am gonna judge him on is the fucking fact that he's back and forth. I mean, he went and said George Bush don't like black people, but somehow all of a sudden Trump is his go-to. I don't know. But I don't know, man. It's wild.
Yeah, man.
It's wild.
I think it's a lot of trying to watch these older heads assimilate into what they think is happening now with the younger people, and nobody knows who or how to be. I miss the days when the world wasn't in our face 24/7. Like in the 90s, you didn't know what was going on unless it was right in front of you, or until you picked up the phone and called somebody.
Well, that's
Or when the news came on at 6.
Well, yeah.
That's all you had.
So it wasn't at your fingertips
Well, no,
Right.
at all
I mean,
times.
it was. It really was. It really was. And that's something that I think a lot of people fail to realize. It's always been in our face. We were just lucky. We were young. We were fucking kids. We didn't give a shit.
Yeah,
We didn't give a shit. You could fall asleep. There could be, desert storm happening, half a world away. We didn't give a fuck. As long as we got to, get our Saturday morning cartoons, our favorite sugary cereal, we didn't give a fuck about what was going on in the world. And that's the beauty of it. I don't think that they should be worried about that. But it has always been in our faces. We just don't choose to realize it until it's affecting us.
Until we're adults and
Until
we're
it
the
affects
ones.
you.
Yeah.
We're the ones being affected by it.
Yeah.
And I think that when it comes down to situations like that, I mean, what if we are getting led too late about the kind of stuff that we could actually use to mold a proper future for everybody?
Yeah, but it is more at our fingertips, I think, because like even the kids can accidentally get on YouTube. Like before, I couldn't do that.
Well, that's true.
Elsa Gate.
Yeah.
You don't even have to be trying to watch this shit. This shit comes up, man.
It just comes up. Yeah, I mean, they had to make a whole fucking app for kids.
And then our kids
It's
use
fucked
it.
up.
Yeah.
I would hate to be any of those kids who were on their little tablet. They're still in their PJ in
Watching
the
Elsa
morning.
get her nipples.
And then you watch Spider-Man getting his nipple rubbed by the Hulk, and then they're smelling each other's penises.
Right.
What is going on?
You don't even you weren't even looking for that, and it came across you. So it's
Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right.
It can just it just rears its head wherever
And
it
then
wants to.
kids just
I don't
watch
control what's in my news feed, but I scroll past it. We can scroll past the shit we don't want to see because somebody else posted it, and it's not our fault. Like, I'm now stuck watching this because it.
Auto-played right now.
And
Right.
And it's crazy because it annoys you, even though, like you said, it's not their fault. Like, you're scrolling, you see, you run into a video you saw last week, and you judge that person so hard in that moment. You're like,
Why would you?
"Fuck! I saw that 2 weeks ago. fucking loser. But yet we're the losers who were so in tune with it. We saw 2 weeks prior to this person.
You know what's wild? Like I said earlier, I try not to take the high road and say like, oh, I'm some sort of. The biggest thing I try to say in my music is like I'm kind of not that I'm trying to purposely say it, but it's like I'm not. I wish people could know I'm not their hero, but I know I'm. It being an artist, you're in an elevated position, so people I think want you to have your shit together and know what you stand for. But I'm trying to figure that out too. So
You're just human, just like everyone else.
I think what happens is that once you get a voice, people expect you to have a proper one and one that's channeled to the views that they've built you. Like, see, people have a different perception about you than what you have of you or what your mother has of you. It's something that I've also talked about before on the show, where there's so many opinions of you, there's so many different versions of you. That people make up a version of you and they're like, man, he needs to coincide with these thoughts, with these feelings that in my mind
and he needs to support these people.
Yeah. And then the moment you break their heart and they're like, oh, why he doesn't support this? I thought he would have been one of those people. I mean, you let them down. Well, what could you do?
Yeah, that's
and
like
you didn't even state that. It was their own mind that created that.
That is one thing I deal with. I try to be. And that's why with my promises, if I promise anything, I try to be as active towards it if I said it, because, man, you're already promised to a lot of things you didn't even agree with with what you just said. So with that being said, you just got to be careful with what you say to people, how much you tell them, and what your commitment, ability is, things like that. I'm trying to figure this out just like everyone else is, I guess. And, I have to deal with the fact that people might put me on a higher elevation than I even feel myself is worthy of, So there's those sorts of things. It's all, this whole game is worth in general.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's not even just music, that's life in general. I mean, that's consumerism. That's everything. So I guess I try to keep the weight of my words to what I said they are. Without trying to spin in circles, I guess. Yeah.
Well, let's have a dreamer moment. You say you basically what you basically told us. You try to, like, even before we started recording the show, you're basically talking about how you want to base things more on being realistic, doing things as much without people's help. But let's have a dreamer moment for a second. All right.
Okay.
If the people who right now are watching every music video you're putting out, every song you're putting out there, and they're jamming with it, man.
Yeah.
And they're jamming with it, and then they have dreams for you. What are the dreams you wish that you can accomplish within the next 6 to 8 years, and where do you want to be at within this? And have you made any that you're already shooting towards?
Yeah, okay, that's actually pretty good. And my dreams aren't even all that outrageous. I just want to be a business owner, but able to also, because I own businesses in my free time, have other pursuits that I don't feel are eating away my finances or things like that. I just want to be comfortable, I think, just like everybody else. I don't have any illusions of grandeur, I think, when it comes to, like, rap and all of that shit. Like, I don't want to be the next biggest rapper in the world. Like, that actually that thought, like, frightens the fuck out of me, actually. So
you don't want that much responsibility on your hand.
I'm a 90s kid, just like, yes. So, I don't want that much responsibility. I think there's, like, all of us in this room. I'm wearing a Beavis and Butthead t-shirt. No, I don't want that much responsibility.
You're like, the less the better. The less the better.
Right, but actually I do want a lot of responsibility. I do want to be able to own a multi-million-dollar. Doesn't that sound so like, like I sit on I hate to make this political, but like I don't think we do this for no reason. We have to be able to live,
right?
I think, and that's
live our best life at that.
Yeah, so if I can do it doing what makes me happy, like putting out fashion on the streets and putting out music and visuals. Like I want to get into animation and writing for shows and shit like that. Like I want to be a voice, like a character voice for a show, like things like
okay.
that. I
Like a
want to do
voice
that kind of
actor.
stuff.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
It's and I can't get this enough into people's heads, Phil.
Yeah.
And I have to say it again. You can do it. All right. It sounds silly, right?
I know.
Look.
Yeah.
But this is my immigrant mentality.
Yeah. Thank you.
You can do it. Americans, you guys have been born so and man, excuse for lack of a better
It's okay.
term, you guys are so soft when it comes down to this.
It's okay, yeah.
Mentally. Because us Mexicans, or even the Koreans, owning these liquor stores.
Yeah.
The Indians who are owning, gas stations and all this
Yeah.
stuff. Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
Those fucking things that make bank at the end of the year, man. Owning a franchise. Why do these people live so good? And they got all these Trump supporters saying, these fucking immigrants, they're in a better pickup than I am. Yeah, the
That's
fuck we
because
are.
they know how to work
But you want to
it.
know why? Because we know it's possible.
Yep.
We know it's possible. If you want to go out there and do writing, simple. Go out there. Start writing.
Yeah.
All right? If you want to go out there and be a voice actor for a character, go out there. Start putting your voice out there.
Yeah.
But it's like we said before. If you're not buying your lottery ticket, don't sit there and wait for the lottery to come to you.
Yeah,
it's
you're
that
right.
it's that simple.
You're right.
One of the biggest guys who I honestly, it's a silly person to say that I look up to, but I have a lot of respect for their craft. It's Bobby Lee. He's a comedian. He's done Mad TV. He has his own podcast as well called Tiger Ballet. Really great podcast for anybody out there who wants to listen
Yeah.
to something really funny.
That's one of my favorites.
Now, he's a really silly guy, right? But
Yeah.
when he started doing stand-up, he specifically said it. The first, 2 years, you're not going to make shit money. You have to understand that.
Right.
But those 2 years are warm-up. You're warming up. You're getting to know what it feels like to go up there to do stand-up. And if you have the balls to withstand every curveball that's thrown your way, every hardship, which will happen whenever you pursue anything you want to do,
Yeah.
if you move past all that discomfort, the moment you get out of that discomfort area, it's extremely unbearable.
Yeah.
You get to what you want to do. There's been DJs out there who said, the day that I decided to start becoming a DJ, I just did, I made sure that I did, over 2,000 hours of, DJing and doing stuff. If you do something you like doing long enough, you become good at it. And the moment you become good at it, you get paid for it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
that simple.
But
and
you got to go through that.
But you have to
beginning.
go through it. And like I said, if you want to do writing, do it. But you have to start writing.
Yep.
You want to start
Absolutely.
voicing stuff, you have to go out there and you have to start voicing the shit.
Yeah.
This fucking podcast. I was listening to podcasts and I was like, man, dude, radio's coming back. People are out there working out there listening to a podcast, whether it's comedy, whether it's crime, whether it's whatever,
There's a
people-
podcast for everything.
There's a podcast
Yeah,
for
there is.
everything. All right.
There
There's a
is.
podcast for everything. There's a podcast for us. We're here right now.
Yeah.
All right.
I listened to a pregnancy one, so
So there's for everything. So now you go out and you're like, you know what, man, I'd like to do that. I'm really passionate about this. I love this. I would like to do one. It took a lot of research. It took a lot
Yeah.
of money. It took a lot of figuring things out. Took a lot of studying. But step one is doing it.
yeah, we
Yeah.
did it.
My brother Juan, he started his own business at a very young age. He was 18, 19 years old, right? When JNY got funded. Juan was like 18, 19, something like that. Yeah. He was a young kid. He said, I want to start my own company. He went out and he did it. And the company went well. It went, out of state lines into other states. Now he right now helped found one of our sponsors. One of our sponsors, man.
Oh, shit.
All right, all the way in Texas. They're bringing it to Illinois. You should see the truck these guys are driving around.
Nice truck.
Oh man,
Nice truck.
it would give any Trump supporter a fucking boner, and then a feeling of hatred within their gut the moment they find out
He's
it's a
an
fucking
immigrant.
Mexican writing in it.
I feel you.
All right. Now there's money to be made anywhere. made anything, dude. And the best thing about it is that, not to get, super, religious on you. I don't know what your views are.
Oh, no.
But the moment we're born, if you don't believe in God, the universe, whatever higher power there is, all right?
Yeah.
The moment we were born, first of all, that was a miracle. The chances of actually even being born are astronomical. All right. So now, step one, you're born. Congratulations, you won the first lottery you could possibly win in your lifetime. Second, the best thing is at the moment you make it through the gates, your mom's pussy. Sorry, it's the truth. All right. You were given the same toolbox for tools for life as every other dumb fuck out here. Now, you can end up being on the street panhandling, or you can choose to grab those fucking tools and go build yourself a house and an empire. All right? Yep. Now, I tell people this all the time. Anything is possible. But the people who sit there in stagnant water are gonna not have a good water source to feed off of, and stagnance just doesn't breed life, man. It doesn't, man. You have to move, man. You have to move. You have to do something. And I tell people all the time, man. You can't shoot for that easy. Oh, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna sell some bullshit product that I have to get 10 other people into. Nah, man. That's the easy way out, dude.
And if it's easy way to get in, then there's nothing at the end.
There's nothing at the end, dude. There's nothing at the end, dude. And, I like to tell people that. But if that's the passions that you want to do, man, there's absolutely nothing that should be stopping you.
Nah, not at all.
Absolutely nothing, dude.
Yeah, I'm blessed to have a mentality of just, fuck it, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's. I don't know where the start point is, but we're started. We're here. Yeah, and like you said, just start writing stuff, getting things on paper. Every day I try and do something that's like outwardly shows this is producing. This is something towards it. And, because like even more like we were saying before, no one knows how, but no one knows how to be a parent. You figure it out.
Right.
You figure it out every day. You're figuring it out. No one knows how to, build anything until they start building.
Right. You don't truly know. You could read about it. You could even watch someone, but the second you do it yourself is when you truly know.
I try and keep that in mind. And I don't let many hours of the day go unoccupied where I'm not like I'm not in dream world here trying to make it a reality. I'm active in some measure because, you gotta, like you said, you gotta do all the moving parts. Like even this little thing right here, that I don't even know. This thing with all the stuff plugged in.
Yeah, that's a headphone amplifier.
Okay, all right, that takes some. That is part of this. All right, you gotta know what that is.
You have to know what that is in order to make this happen. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So whatever efforts it is, even if like my day was spent, you got a kickstand for the mic. You know what I'm saying? That is something. This will now be here and in use. It's things like that, you know what I mean? So no, I appreciate what you're telling me on if I want to start. It just has to start.
It has to start, man. Yeah, it's literally getting your feet moving. Guys, we want to also remind you right now, before we get in a little bit deeper, but we want to remind you guys of our sponsors. We got RTM Precision Machining. You guys can find them at www.rtmpm.com. You guys can feel free to contact David Pulowski. He's actually one of their machining managers. You guys can reach him at 630-868-3489. These guys are located in Carroll Stream, Illinois. Man, contact them. If you guys need parts made, any kind of milling, you guys could literally contact them, negotiate a job inquiry on milling, turning, CNC programming applications, OD surface grinding, and welding capabilities for one-off parts to full-scale productions. Assembly done in-house. So remember, guys, if you guys need any of those services or have any questions on what they can do for you, please contact RTM Precision Machining at www.rtmpm.com. Their phone number, again, is 630-868-3489. And as always, one of our very, very loyal backers, We got Basic Roofing, TX.com. If you guys have had a storm near you, you guys are in the Texas area, if you guys are in the Illinois area, hell, if you guys are in another area that we're not mentioning right now, go to these guys' websites, contact them. These guys, I mean, originally started, in Texas. Then they had a crew in Illinois join them. They're now opening up their own line here in Illinois to take care of all the homes around here. And there's nowhere too far or too close. Just give these guys a contact if there's any leaking before it gets any worse. Remember that a leaky roof can not only cause damage to the roof, but it can cause damage to foundation, as well as a lot of stuff inside, as well as electrical and anything else. So before it gets any worse, contact Basic Roofing, TX.com, or Basic Roofing il.com for your Illinois branch. For the Illinois branch, you could also reach them at 630-742-0477. Thank you so much to our sponsors. They make this they make all of this a possibility. And as always, thank you Buzzsprout for providing us a great RSS feed as well as a hosting site. We'll be putting in and we'll be putting in a code in the actual social media. You guys can follow if you guys haven't followed us already. We are on Instagram, we are on Facebook, we are on
Twitter.
We're on everything. All right. Please check out for the link if you guys are interested in starting your own podcast.
And they make it very simple.
They make it so simple. All you have to do is get yourself the equipment, get yourself a little bit of the know-how, do a little bit of research, guys. Get yourself a nice little lunch and follow the link. If you end up getting a subscription using our link, not only do you guys get a $20 Amazon gift card, but we also get a kickback, which that also helps the show. All right.
There we go.
So please, guys, check that out. And we're also, we might as well put it out there. We're also got, since we now got a studio and all that, we're also going to be starting our services for anybody who's out there who wants to get a show started. We also still have affiliate packages for the show for the remainder of this year as well as next year available.
And if you want a little peek at that, just look at our Patreon. There's information about that there.
Mm-hmm. And I know we promised you guys a midweek show last week. All right. Now, due to some scheduling issues, that kind of backed things up. Then there was an earthquake in California.
Where one of our co-hosts lives. So.
Okay, so that didn't help out. They're okay.
Yeah, they're okay.
If anybody's wondering, they're not dead. All right, they're well and alive. But there's just a lot of setbacks, as well as when it came into the editing, and bouncing the actual show.
Which takes a little bit of time.
It takes a little bit of time. But we've come to the conclusion that instead of leading that into a mid-week show for us, we are welcoming this to being a new show under our umbrella. They will have their own separate page. We will get that to you guys as soon as possible. And we will also let you know what platforms they are being approved on as they go on. So please look out for that. More info to come. And once again, we're sorry if you guys were looking out for the midweek show and it wasn't provided. But that is soon to come. And thank you for all the viewers.
It's been a lot lately. So
a lot. Thank goodness our audience is growing, and
it definitely is.
I mean, tell your friends about it. Tell your granny about it. Tell your
love
pastor.
Your guys' logo, by the way.
Oh, thank you. The artist is actually from Canada, correct?
Canada. She's under Cute Toki. She's one of my friends from years ago. I've known her since I was like 14. Yeah, so she's a very talented artist.
Yeah, definitely check her out on Instagram. I believe our Instagram has tagged into her artist page. Really nice person. She was actually able to give us a really good deal on getting us this custom logo made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's been great.
Yeah, she's a full-time artist, so.
Full-time artist, really great. And yeah, thank you to anybody else who is making this dream a possibility. Thank you so much, guys. We really do appreciate it. And Phil, thank you so much, man.
Man, this is tight. I gotta do this again.
Right?
So right now, we talked about moving feet, moving things, getting stuff going. Now, we do know that you got a music video out there. It's Dr. Phil.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Now, it did really good on its numbers, viewers, all that kind of stuff. How did you feel about that?
Oh, I feel good. And you know what's wild is like I just pretend that I'll be the only one watching it. So like anything it does is like a fucking blessing. So like I'm thrilled.
Right.
So we're actually going to be having a Halloween special here pretty soon, right?
Yeah.
Now, if it's possible, we'd love to have a lot of our previous guests as well as new guests probably either stop by the show or even through a simple phone call, whichever you guys could make. But we got a lot more stuff coming up, and we would love to have you come back when you have another project going on. What can we look forward to in the near future?
Okay, so I actually had just seen my boy Kendrick before we got here.
Okay.
We stopped in at Walmart and I seen him. So I plan to be shopping through his catalog of beats and music, and he and I are gonna be putting a project together.
Gotcha.
So that should be good because he's real versatile on the beats he makes and everything, and I'm like kind of real versatile with my selection. Like I've never had a particular genre within hip hop I've tried to stick to. The thing I've just always wanted to make what I make that day. It's kind of like flipping a cookbook open and picking whatever random item you landed on. So that's kind of how I make my music, and because I feel I can have words to whatever genre the actual beat is. So I'll be just as surprised to see what I come up with as you guys will be to hear it. I think that's gonna be tight.
Nice.
Yeah, because I'm moving into the licensing and stuff stage of my shit, and I'm no longer a YouTube rapper, guys. So
Definitely let's talk
being
about
more official.
we would really love to talk to you about more of that. As soon as we're done recording, maybe we can offer you some help through our studio. But once again, thank you so much for showing up, man. Thank you for coming to our studio.
Me.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Thank you, guys.
And once again, guys, we thank you for sticking around, listening to our episode. Man, thank you guys so much, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Take it easy.
Thank you.
Peace.